I promise you, Beerus, no matter what happens, I will be there. That's my word to keep. There's billions of people in this world, and each person is different. Each person is special in his own way. Time drifts for all the same. There's ones who are chosen from the start. Ones since the moment they are born. They are chosen to fulfill destiny, to make an impact on not just their lives, but the lives of others. And that's exactly how a god of destruction works. You have many mortals who are born to this world, but very few of them are chosen to become gods of destruction, gods who impact the whole universe. Beerus and Champa are one of those. They are born mortals who were chosen to become gods of destruction in their universes. Besides that, nothing is really known about them. Nothing has been revealed about their past, where they come from, where, and how were they chosen for this job. Aside from them, how a god of destruction is chosen, we've seen with Toppo, how he was a god of destruction candidate, how he trained and can obtain the power of the gods. So, how and what was the past of Beerus like? How was his life as a kid? I want to do something fun. I want you to write in the comments, how do you think Beerus's past was like? How his family was like? I want to see how you think about this missing part of the history of Beerus. And this is it. We will see the past of Beerus told in the eyes of his father. How his destiny was always to become a god of destruction, and his father worked on that to make his son a legend among the universe. This is Dragon Ball Infinity. It's a fan-made manga, it's not canon, but it fills a part of the Dragon Ball history, a history which was never explored. The more time drifts, the more you seek strength. History will always be the same. Behind our present is our past, and thus, Beerus, how was your life before? In the chamber of spirit and time, we're seeing a fight happening, or rather someone training, and it's Prude. Prude is the father of Beerus and Champa in this story, the story of Dragon Ball Infinity. He's up against Lothoth, and for the ones who don't know, Lothoth is a godly being who's responsible of the creation and what's happening on Beerus's home planet. And all of this is happening thousands of years before the events of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. He's training Beerus's father, Prude. We won't dive too deep into the fight and training. Let's move forward to what we want. Prude, the father of Beerus, appreciates everything that Lothoth has taught him and done for him. But he has one question that he wants to ask him. He says, as you know, I have 2 sons, but one of my sons showed up at our doorstep as a baby, and I always wondered where exactly he came from. He's talking about Champa. Lothoth says he knows your sons are being groomed to be gods of destruction. Champa is not originally from this universe, but the powers that be knew that his rivalry with Beerus would be his biggest motivation to become a great god of destruction. Brotherhood fosters rivalry, rivalry fosters progress. The planet he left behind is much like this one, but paradise in a different way. The planet is lush with life, and all who live there have a very easy life. And this makes sense somehow, and hear me out. A mortal becomes a god of destruction of his own universe. That's what we saw with Toppo. So the idea of Beerus and Champa being brothers or twins, but not exactly from the same father and mother. They are foster brothers. Makes sense since in the universe 6, Saiyan planet, there's no brothers who live there and live in the other universe. But at the same time, it could be that they're both from the 6th or the 7th universe, but we're separated to be gods of different universes. But if I'm gonna be honest, I like the idea of them being foster brothers more than normal brothers, but each possibility yields a different story and past of events that happened, and I like both of those scenarios. He doesn't stop there. He continues and says they are quite literally destined to be gods. And being that Universe 6 and 7 are what's known as twin universes, and the strange similarities of their lives in a sense, they are still brothers and twins. And after this is all over, if we make it through this, you must do everything you can to make sure they are ready for the job. Because unfortunately, after the 9th reincarnation, they will cease to be the same being. Eventually, the powers that be will return for Champa and take him home to the home of the gods. So what he's saying, since Universe 6 and 7 are twins, and since both of them have their similarities and Champa and Beerus are from the same race but different universes, they are considered twins. That's what I got from this. His father is surprised. That's a lot of trouble to create a godly being. The thought explains and says, to create miraculous mortals, the gods of destruction and creation work together to create a universe teeming with advanced life, and if they are lucky, one fit to be a god. My theory is that the supreme being that rules over all of the universes was the result of the first successful development, and that he and his kind are the most advanced beings to come out of any universe. And such the king of all wants to use his power to create other advanced beings like himself, enlightened beings. But again, this is just my theory. Although in this particular case, this could be all a scheme amongst the current gods of destruction of both universes to retire. Seeing this, I have actually two opinions on it. I don't believe that Zeno is that advanced of a being, in my opinion. I believe that Zeno is just a kid who acts on his own. He's the embodiment of what a god of destruction is, and the being that actually creates, not erase, is the Daishinkan. And the matter of how they came to exist, this is something that I don't know, but nothing happens for no reason. So the concept of how the Daishinkan and Zeno were created, became how they are, is something that I want to see in future arcs of Dragon Ball. I don't know what about you, what you want to see, but that's just something that intrigues me. The thought continues and explains about the past and how this generation on this planet, the home of Beerus, is the last generation. Since their kind is doomed, Brood says, well, if that's how it must be, I will make sure the last generation has some form of peace. We have suffered for so long. It would be a shame for our people to have never experienced peace. Yes, it's important that Beerus and Champa experience this taste of luxury under an advanced civilization, which is why they won't be involved in this war. As we speak, Beerus and Champa are gaining a newfound appreciation of a civilized society. When this is over, I will make sure my people tend to them. But their minds, what they are capable, defines logic, and you must make it your job to make sure they are great leaders with judgment worthy of a god of destruction. As we see behind him, images of their past, of how they were as kids. They want them to grow as leaders, to see how people feel, act, and how society works. And this is something great to build a character. This is why Beerus sometimes cares, even though he doesn't show it. He cares about stuff, he cares about the balance, about his friends and the ones closest to him, even though he doesn't show it. This is his secrets that he keeps. He needs to make sure that he keeps his job, but at the same time he's still from the past a mortal that lived a normal life, lived as one of us. Their father Brood promises. He promises to teach them the right ways, to show them peace and love, to someday they will become our gods. They will become the ones that will rule over everyone. That's their secret. The secrets that they hid from us. The secrets of how Beerus and Champa became who they are. Time flies. A god who was once immortal still has that side of him. The side of care and love. Beerus showed us that side over and over. Showed us how he cares about Goku and the others. And this was the story of him and his father. How the past was for him. And how time shaped him to become the god of destruction that we know. This was Dragon Ball Infinity. And this is it. I want to thank you all for reaching this point and watching. I hope you're doing well. I really do. Stay safe no matter what. Yeah, if you enjoyed, subscribe and like, and if you didn't, dislike. But all in all, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.